So here we have this gigantic thing. Yet another project that's just not going to fit on my desk. And also, we have a kitty. She's going to help me. She always helps me, though. Say hi, Punk. Or not. Or just get started with the tree. So this particular thing I found at a rummage sale. There's, I don't know, the radio network will host a giant garage sale at our fairgrounds, usually a couple times a year. So I got this one in the spring. Our fall one is coming up in a couple months or something, whatever the date is. And so one table that I had gone by, I seen this, I was intrigued by it, but I left it there. I was like, I might come back, I'll think about it. I mean, what am I gonna do with a stack of donuts? I mean, this isn't really my aesthetic. That's maybe not the word I was looking for, but I don't know what it is on the spot. Also, I did try and shade these donuts in my first attempt. I spent so much time on it and it looked really good until it dried, and then you couldn't tell I did anything at all. I don't know if my second attempt was better, but I was not putting any more work into shading these stupid donuts. Anyway, back to my story. So I got it from a booth, and everything they had there was like a donation, like grab an item you want, pay what you think it's worth kind of thing. And it was all going for educational purposes. So, like, I think, if I remember right, it was, like, people with learning disabilities or something to that effect that needed some extra help in that area. I think that's where the funding was going towards. But anyway, so it was a charitable cause. I got this and, like, a paintbrush holder thingamabob for, like, I think I gave them $5 for the both of them. But yeah, I don't know why I was so intrigued by this donut thing, because I don't normally do things quite like this. I don't know. I can't explain it. I just knew I had to have it. And boy, oh boy, did I put a lot of work into it. Here comes the chaos. But really, I do actually love how chaotic this thing is. I spent some time trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do with each donut. Oh, yeah, I forgot I didn't add the highlight part in yet. Or the lighter part. I don't know. I'm still trying to blend these stupid donuts. It's just not going well for me, and I really, really hated this part. I just hated this part. Anyway, as I was figuring out, I was trying to do, like, the base colors of the frostings. I mean, they're pretty well molded on. I don't think you're gonna hide the frosting, okay? And I guess this one was... I don't remember why I originally painted it this blue anyway. Maybe just to get a base coat on. But I think that bottom one was always going to be those characters. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I sketched out and I, like, added details because I was getting ideas and I didn't want to forget them. And that sketch is somewhere. I don't know where it's at now, but I know I posted it in one of my Discords, so I could go back and reference. So the bottom one will be Alistair and Aster. I don't do them too often, but they do come up every now and then. I don't remember if I've done, like, their portraits on camera. I'm sure I have at least once. I don't know. I'd have to look back, I guess. But I have these, like, they're really thick, heart-shaped sticker thingies. Well, they're more not like stickers, but they're like the gems with the sticky on the back. They're like the self-adhesive things. And I'm like, these are really thick. Not normally something I would use, because, like, how do I use something this thick? And I really like the idea of making them sprinkles on this donut. And I figured, that it being big, it would need a really big spot. So, like, one of the first two donuts was just not going to work out so well. Oh, and here I was painting the star. I got a bunch of brown on there, and I kind of liked how it was looking, because originally I think I was going to do the star something, and then have the top donut a different character. I debated between like Astral and Jupiter, because I was originally going to put at least one of those on here, and the way it ended up working out is Lyren kind of got the first, they got the star and the first donut, so then I didn't have room for either Jupiter or Astral, so neither of them ended up making the cut. Also, doing the like middle frosting filling thing on here was oddly satisfying. Like it was that moment where everything turned. It was like, ooh, this is looking so good. And I don't really know why a detail that small made it for me, but it made it for me. So, and this is just the tip of the iceberg of the work. Yeah, I've only featured this set of characters like one other time. So if you guess who it is, I'll be very impressed. But this is the Rose Prince and the Dragon. And no, I still don't have names for them. My bad. Okay. Well, actually, I forgot to think of names for them. I haven't done that yet. I should probably go back to that at some point. I've only got like roughs of their physical appearances. But, you know, that's beside the point. We don't talk about how behind I am on everything. Honestly, I would love to have some sort of like app where I can like have my character info and galleries all on this app, very easily accessible, but I have yet to find anything like that actually exists. It bothers me that I keep trying to look for things that just don't exist in this world. And I can't make an app. I don't know how to make an app. I would love to. I'd love to just make this app myself. But, you know, I'm limited by my lack of knowledge. I don't know if it's something you can easily just look up and be like, oh yeah, no, boopity doop dap, done. Either. Like, I think it's more complicated than that. Also, yes, I went and I blended everything in that frosting filling line thing. I want to say it was hard, but it was surprisingly not too bad. Like, it really didn't take me that long, even though it seems like it would have. Or rather, maybe I just thought it took less time than what I thought, but it was a little annoying having that many colors out at once. I guess not that I haven't done that before, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Also, when I was breaking these heart thingies off, I got them on Valentine's clearance at Hobby Lobby, of course. And I was like, oh, this will be perfect for when I want to do Alistair Aster things. Well, okay, so I also used them at the top because I knew I wanted like powery, swirly thingies. But yeah, the blue, yeah, that just kind of peeled right off. I set it aside in case I wanted to use it for something else. And yeah, I did not put any sort of gesso on those little paper wings, so it took about 1 million coats to cover up all that orange. I was probably making mistakes here or dropping wet water stuff. Or making mistakes. I don't remember. It happened a lot, okay? And I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to decorate Alistair and Aster beyond those sprinkle things. So I guess I ended up just keeping it fairly simple. And I just started with that outline, and then I took some gold paint and I went over it. Although this stuff actually seems fairly thick, I might not have had to have actually made the outline, because later on I did use that stuff as is, and it showed up, like, without having to do 100 coats. Like, it was one coat and it showed up beautifully. Also, that's what I ended up saving the blue for, is I glued it to another broken heart piece that I broke. Sorry, words were a struggle there. And, oh yeah, no, this was probably my least favorite part, was just gluing this down, because even though the E6000 does tend to work well, the material and how it wanted to bend and all that did not want to cooperate with the glue. That was a pain. Also, yeah, no, these little wings, there wasn't a whole lot of surface to put glue on, but that's beside the point. And yeah, I did the broken heart. I thought it was a cool little touch down there. I wanted to like start from like top to bottom, but I ended up bouncing around a little bit just because I was worried like if I started with the bottom up, I was just going to knock everything off. And to be fair, I did end up knocking a piece of the heart off at one point, and then it was very frustrating because I kept forgetting to buy glue. To be fair, I was at Hobby Lobby today with the intent of getting glue and checking out the 90% off back to school sale. Yeah, I ended up running into my sister-in-law there, so that was cool. But I forgot the glue. And then Mom ordered it off Walmart because she was buying stuff anyway. Also, yes, I did just gesso a broken piece of pencil. Yep. I decided, oh yeah, no, this will make a good paintbrush. And to be fair, I would say that piece did make for a good piece of a paintbrush. It was the rest of it that went wrong. Yeah, and I was trying to figure out how I was gonna do the bristles. Yeah. Yeah. We'll come back to that. And, yes, painting all of these is also a pain, but, a pain well worth it. I didn't really want to pattern them in any sort of way, shape, or form. Like, I didn't want, all this side be the warm colors, and all this side will be cooler colors, and things like that. I just tried to keep it random, and I tried not to put the same color next to each other, because I knew that would bother me. And I figured while I had all the colors out, I would make this little paint palette, and oh my god, it's so cute! It's probably not, very goodly made. I mean, it's definitely not goodly made. There's some random texture on it. I don't know if that was just paint glob, but whatever. Yeah, no, this part kind of killed me a little bit. I cut off some of the bristles of one of my brushes for this. Huge sacrifice, okay? I'm sorry, my little precious brush. To be fair, I tried to make it one that was kind of going downhill anyway. Like, how long do your brushes last? Because mine, I feel like I might just be too hard on, or maybe it's the Mod Podge, but they don't last forever. They don't last very long. And I do try and, water and scrub the Mod Podge out, but even with that, it seems to, kind of die very, very quickly. And I finally remembered to use one of those little bows. So I stuck that on here. Ain't it adorable? Yeah, no, the tail bothers me, though. It's just way too long, and I pictured it looking way better. Maybe I should have just made it out of felt instead of this wool stuff. I need to get it off my desk, though. And this is, part of my reasoning for having PoT. Way too much. I mean, I kind of couldn't buy it in a smaller amount anyway, but yeah, I also had to delay this project because I was waiting for those little red notes to come in, because I was not going to try and cut those out of paper. I just wasn't. And I originally didn't intend on adding a violin to this, but here we are. It didn't come with, a bow, so, I mean, there was two similar ones. One was a little skinnier than the other one, so I don't know if one was intended to be a cello and the other a violin, or if they were both supposed to be violins, or both cellos. I'm not a music expert, so Mrs. C, if you're watching, I am sorry if I done you wrong in this one. But I would love to hear down below in the comments or in my Discord what you would have done with a giant stack of donuts. Alright, so at the top, of course, we have our star babies, Lyra, Lyren. And then next down we have Stell, because I have been a little obsessed with them, in case we haven't noticed. So yeah, there's my little music-y notes. I didn't do all around with the music notes, just because I didn't want to use all of them. Okay, I wasn't going to use all of them by doing that, but, And I haven't officially named these two yet, but the Rose Prince and the Dragon Boy, this one, I think we noticed, was a bit of a pain. I really should get me a turntable or something. I'm gonna break something. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna go with 2. And then, of course, we got Cheyenne. Was that not obvious? The only thing I'm really disappointed about was how weird this tail looks. I loved the idea, but it just came out really long and wonky. And then my art twins, who I also need to name. And then Alistair and Astor on the bottom. I'll do a quick spin around for that. The palette is cute. Maybe not well made, but I think it's still cute with all the colors and stuff. And I love all the little beads. Yeah, I didn't do anything on the back of Cheyenne's. Sue me! I didn't do much for Alistair and Astor either. I didn't really feel it was necessary, because if you look at it from this spot, you know, you're not gonna see the back anyway. Wahahaha! Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So this is my chaos, and I love it! It took me way too long to get that glue, though, but anyway, until next time, bye-bye!